Hi everybody, today we're going to make a little miniature Santa hat. Okay, it's very easy to do, so I hope that the instructions are clear. So let's get started. Today we're going to make a little mini Santa hat. Okay, and you'll just need some white and some red wool for this, okay? And this is a miniature Santa hat, so it's really tiny and it'll crochet up quick for you, okay? So if you want to try that for yourself this week. So we are going to chain up 18 to start, okay? And then you will just have 2 rounds to start with in white, then you'll work the hat in red, and then we'll finish with a popcorn stitch at the start, or at the very top of the hat, okay? And there's roughly 7 rounds, but it's quite short, these rounds, okay? And sometimes there's a decrease stitch involved as well as we work each row, so I'll show you how to do that as well. So I've lost count now, so 1, 2, and again, if you're new to crochet and you're counting your stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 1 more makes 18. Okay, and then we're going to join the very first one with a slip stitch, and a slip stitch is just simply pull it through both, okay, like so, and then it looks like this. Now you're going to work double crochets into each stitch, into each chain that you've just made, and be careful when you're working around that there's a front to the stitch and there's a back to the stitch, and we're working into the front, and be careful that your work doesn't turn as you're working around. So just go in to the chain. Now if you like as well, you can crochet in your tail as you're working along in this round. So I'm just going to crochet it into a few of the stitches. Okay, so that's 1. Now, and as I say, keep your work flat, okay, as you're working along, to make sure that it doesn't twist and turn on you. Okay, and I'm going to open up my work. And again, you can just go in to the next stitch if you can and open it out like so. Okay, just to catch it. Keep your tail in like this, okay? And double crochet that. And you're going to just work along, okay, into each one. Again, in we go, around, draw it through, and draw it through. So you're going to work along the whole way until you've 18 of those crocheted. So I just want to show you as you're working around, keeping your work flat. So if it twists a little bit, just bring it back so it's facing you. The stitch is facing you, the front of it, and not the back of it. Okay, so there's the front, and then there's the back. So working into the front all the way around until you have your 18 double crochet. You're going to join with a slip stitch here, okay? And then we'll do round 2, and round 2 is a repeat of round 1, another 18 double crochet. So off you go, and then we'll start the hat. So that's the first 18 double crochet made, and I'm back now to start the second lot. I just want to show you there, you're just going to join it, okay? And you're going to join it with a double crochet, okay? And you're just going to work then again, as I say, another round of the double crochet, okay? And again, when you're doing the first round, make sure you don't skip any of the chains that you've made, okay? And the only way that you will know if you've skipped chains is that if you don't have 18 at the end of your row, and you can just rip it back and then try again, okay? So this can be a little bit fiddly, I suppose, as well, because it's a small decoration, but it turns out really cute, a tiny little Christmas hat, okay? So another 18, and then off we go again. Now, so at this point we've closed that round as well, okay? And then you're just going to add your red wool then, okay? And to do that, we draw up the loop of the white that we were just using, and we're going to introduce the red, And then for the remainder of the hat, then we'll be working in the back loops of the double crochet. Okay, so just draw in that through the white there like that, okay, and pull it down then into your work, okay, and just keep hold of the white just for the initial few chains, okay. And then we are going to work the back loop only, as I say, of these stitches, okay. And the back loop, we'll open it out here, okay. So if you open it out, so this is where we've added it into these loops. There's the front and there's the back. There's the front and there's the back. Into that loop, okay, back loop. Now again, to secure the wool, okay, hold on to the white, the previous one that you've been using, and the red, okay, the tails of those, hold them down, and then just create a double crochet, and I'll show you that now again. So these are the tails, okay, the red and the white, and this is the working wool. Back loop only, into the back loop, hold the tails down over the hook and draw the wool through and finish your double crochet. And I'll do it one more time because we're just going to do a round of 18 in the red. Now if you have another method of crocheting in your tails, work away with that. This is just the way that I do it, and you can cut off the white then as well, okay, because you won't need that until the end, okay. So continue on around, and then in the next round we'll start decreasing, but we will be working in the back loop only for the remainder of the hat until we get to the top to make the popcorn for the tassel, okay. So off you go, and I'll meet you back around here. Okay, so we're back around. So I'm just going to take that out there and show you now what the inside of it looks. This is where I've crocheted down the tails and the inside, okay. So I'm just going to snip them off as I go along. You can always do this at the end as well. You don't want to cut now, okay. Now, and I'm just going to turn it back around again. And now the next round that we're going to work is going to be the start of our decreasing. I'm going to just bring that tail down inside. That was the initial tail at the start, okay. So now we're going to start decreasing, and again it's a back loop only that we're working. So to decrease, go in, draw it through as if you're doing a double crochet, and to decrease you just go into the next stitch, draw it through, and then around through all 3 loops, okay. And all that does is just draw the 2 stitches to make it 1, okay. So that's your decrease. Then you're going to work 7 double crochet, you're going to decrease again, okay. So I will do the 7 double crochet, okay, 1, 2, 3, pull that out, 4, 5, 6, okay, and one more 7 before we decrease again. Now, and we're going to do a decrease, and a decrease is you're making 2 stitches into 1. So you're going to draw it through, you're not going to finish the stitch, you're going to go into the next one, draw it through and around through all 3 loops. So you have made 2 stitches again into 1, and then you continue around with your 7 double crochet till you get back, and we'll start the next round. So we finished the 7 remaining double crochets, and now we're going to start the next round, and into the back loop again we're going to do 1 double crochet, we will do 1 decrease, so in, draw it through into the next one, okay, draw it through and around and through all three. That's your 1 decrease. And now you will do 5 double crochet, and then you will decrease again, and then you will just double crochet the rest. 1, that's 3. Okay, and again, if you're finding it a bit fiddly, hold it out so you can see the stitches like this, okay? So if you find it difficult to work this way into it, just turn the stitches so you're looking down on it, and then work into your back loop. So finish your decreasing there. So if I come back here, so we had a double crochet, we did a decrease, and now we have to do 5. So I can see the decrease there. That's the decrease stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again hold it out if you can't see it, and in you go. And now we're doing a decrease again, so in and into the next one, and then pull it through. That's your decrease, and then you're going to finish right to the end before we start the next round of the hat. Okay, and you're just finishing with double crochet back loop only till you get back to where we started in that previous round. Okay, so that's that round finished, and now we are starting again the next round with 4 double crochet. Okay, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you are going to decrease after those 4. So a decrease again is in, draw it through, into the next one, draw it through, and draw it through all 3 loops, and then you will do 4 double crochet and 1 more decrease at the end of this row. So 4 double crochet, 1 decrease, and that brings you to the end of that row. So I've just started 1 there, so continue on and I will meet you for that. We are starting the next round, and this round is 1 double crochet. If I open it out there, you can see it's getting narrower as we're moving up the hat. So we did 1 double crochet. Now we're going to do a decrease, and if you hold it flat here, if you're having difficulty, just push it against your finger. So in and into the next one to make our decrease, like so, and then work 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and as I say, now you will feel it getting narrower and harder to work with, and if that happens to you, push the hat together so it shows the top of the stitch, okay, for you, to might make it easier for you. I need to do 1 more there. Okay, so that's finishing the 3 in that round. And then we need to make a decrease again. So again, sorry for the camera jumping a little bit there. So grab the back loop, make our decrease, okay, like so, around and through, and open out the hat, and keep moving the hat around and pushing it flat if you're having a problem, as I say, with trying to work into the back loop at the narrowest part of the hat. So we need 2 double crochet to finish this round, okay, like so. Now, okay, and I'm going to open out the hat there now again so you can see what it's starting to look like at the top. Okay, so we just have a tiny little bit to close in, and then we will just make decreases at the top of this. Okay, and then we are nearly finished the miniature Santa hat, and all we have to do is make a little popcorn. Okay, so now we might as well just finish the decreasing. So in we go, in, and draw it through and open it out so you can see exactly. And now you just have to work around till you finish the decreasing. Okay, And if you're having a problem again, I say push it flat to get the loops. Okay, and then finish the decreasing. In you go, like so. We're nearly there now. We just have 2 more to go. And at this point, if you're really struggling with getting your hook into your stitch, turn the hook so the point of it will catch the stitch for you. Okay, like so. So we must decrease the last one. So I'm just going to turn it around, and it's the last loop. So it's actually this loop is what you want to catch here. Okay, so I'm just going to lift it up so you can see that. And I'll take my hook back out, and I'm going to just catch it, and I am going to draw through all 3 loops. So it just finishes the top of the hat. So that's what it's going to look like. And now we're going to make a popcorn. And to make a popcorn, we need to introduce our white again. But before we do that, when you were finished that decreasing round, draw up the loop on your hook, okay? And now we'll make we're making the popcorn. So we again introduce the white back into our work, okay, and draw it through the loop like so. Pull down on the tails of the white and the red, okay, and keep it secure as you can. And now we're just going to chain up 1, and that will act just as a double crochet. And now what you're going to do into that top stitch of the hat, if I turn it you can see the top stitch, this one here, okay, we're going to work 5 treble into that exact space, okay? So we do 5 treble crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, 5, okay? And you will draw up the loop on that, okay? And all you're going to do then is you're going to turn it, and you're going to work in behind underneath. And what you need to do there actually is pull that loop up, okay? And this is probably an easier way of doing it. So work into the front part, okay, back to the start of the 5 treble, and go in underneath it, not in the stitch but in underneath it, and grab that loop and draw it through the work. And you can see it pulling it close together, and all you do is pull up that loop. Now I'm not going to cut off any of my work for a minute, I just want to show you the tiny little Santa hat. So you would just finish off that by closing it. You'll cut it, okay, I'm not going to show you there. So you'll cut it, and you will create your slip knot, so to speak, as you finish off your work and pull it in, okay? And then you're left with your usual tails that you'd have to sew in at the end, okay? So I'm going to pretend now that I have all of my tails sewn in, and there you have your tiny, tiny little crocheted Santa hat. So it looks a little bit like this. So that's the back of it. There you can see where we started in the joining. So make sure you turn it around actually. Okay, and I'll put all those to the other side there again, just to give you a little look-see. So you have a tiny little crochet Santa hat. So I hope you enjoyed that. There's only a couple of rounds in it, but it can be quite fiddly, as I say, at parts of it, but just persevere and don't forget to work into your back loops only. And your decrease stitches are the important ones for making the hat come in at the top, up to the popcorn stitch. Okay, hope you enjoyed that.